Dear viewers, today we're going to be talking about the assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump and previous attacks on other nationalist leaders in this decade. Let's begin. Hello, welcome to Global Nationalism. I support nationalism in my country, India, and in all countries around the globe. Today I'm going to be talking about a current event of historical nature, that is the assassination attempt on the former President of the United States, Donald Trump. He was shot at in a rally in the state of Pennsylvania by a man named Thomas Matthews Crooks. And I want to talk about that. He has survived. He got shot in the ear. Luckily, wasn't uh, killed or severely wounded, and he has left the hospital far as I think, as far as I know, and he is safe. And unfortunately, one other person was killed in the rally, and I offer my sympathies to that person. I well, there were other attacks on nationalist leaders like Donald Trump in this decade of the 2020s. I They were so in no particular order, the Slovakian Prime Minister Robert Fico, Shinzo Abe, the Japanese Prime Minister, and the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. I want to examine each of these attacks and analyze them. Let's begin. Talk about is the security breach of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, which happened on 5th January 2022. On a scheduled visit to Punjab, he was going to attend a rally in Firozpur, a border district. The Ministry of Home Affairs said in a statement that the Prime Minister's convoy took the road to the National Martyrs Memorial in Hosseiniwala since weather conditions did not allow his chopper to take off. And about 30 kilometers from Hosseiniwala, PM Modi's convoy was stuck on the Pyarayana flyover for about 15 to 20 minutes on National Highway 5 when a group of protesting farmers obstructed the route. The farmers were demanding the dismissal of Union Minister of State for whom Ajay Misrateni, whose son Ashish is wanted accused in Lakhimpur Kheri violence. This is an violence where some a car drove over some people, and um, as far as I know, the son of this minister, Ashish, was accused as being the driver, but I'm not sure if he was found guilty. Anyway, this that's not what this video is about today, so I want to talk about that. Now, if these farmers were protesting the prime minister for any reason, they have a right to do so, and but they cannot obstruct his route. The prime minister has a right to travel wherever he wants, as long as uh yeah, basically he has the right to travel wherever he wants. He's the prime minister. His path cannot be obstructed. That's a threat to his security. Now, this isn't like someone attacked him. There was no violence, but it is still a threat and should not have happened. And a year later, duty in connection with the security breach. The Prime Minister was Fumio Kishida at that time. On 8th July 2022, the same year that Prime Minister Modi's security breach happened, Shinzo Abe was shot to death while speaking at a political event outside Yamato Saidaiji Station in Nara City. Abe was delivering a campaign speech to our Liberal Democratic Party when he was fatally shot by 41-year-old Tetsuya Yamagami with an improvised firearm. Because, according to the assassin, Yamagami, he told investigators that he had shot Abe in relation to a grudge he held against the Unification Church, a new religious movement to which Abe and his family had political ties over his mother's bankruptcy in 2002. The assassination brought scrutiny from Japanese society and media against the Unification Church's alleged practice of pressuring believers into making exorbitant donations. Japanese dignitaries and legislators were forced to disclose their relationship with the UC, and Kishida was forced to reshuffle his cabinet. And on 31st August, the LDP announced that it would no longer have any relationship with the UC and its organized and its associated organizations and would expel members who did not break ties with the group. On 10th December, the House of Representatives and the House of Councillors passed two bills to restrict the activities of religious organizations such as the Unification Church and provide relief to victims. Abe's killing has been described as one of the most effective and successful political assassinations in recent history due to the backlash against the UC that it provoked. And so I condemn this political violence, and I uh, am sympathetic to Shinzo Abe's politics as he's a nationalist, and I believe he was a good prime minister for Japan. Not great, but good enough. But yeah, disagree with religious organizations exploiting people, uh, manipulating people to donate excessively to them at the cost of their own financial health. Uh, this was a genuine criticism, belief that the assassin had, but he carried out the movement in the wrong way. He should have done this peacefully, not violently, and he deserves to be in jail for the murder he committed. And then in this year, the Slovakian prime minister was shot at. Slovakia's Prime Minister Robert Fico was shot multiple times and gravely wounded on Wednesday, and is now believed. And this is, of course, a dated uh, article from May. I've made a video on this and the two incidents, Shinzo Abe included, and you'll see a link to that video in the. Sorry for the sound. Five shots were fired outside a cultural center in the town of Handlova, nearly 140 kilometers northeast of the capital. Fitzo was shot while attending a meeting of his government in the town of 16,000 that was once a center of coal mining. One bullet reportedly went through Fitzo's stomach and a second hit a joint. He survived and is now returned to government. And finally, and the assassin of the attempted assassin was a 71-year-old writer. He had political motivations and was immediately arrested. I don't know how far his trial has progressed. That he had written three poetry collections and is a member of the Association of Slovak Writers. He was a suspect, also a founder of the DUHA Rainbow Literary Club, and was from the town of Levis. He was motivated by political reasons. He disagreed with the Prime Minister of Slovakia's uh, attempts to stay out of the conflict between Ukraine and Russia. And but of course, that doesn't justify violence. You can't attack a politician because you disagree with their politics, especially in democracies. We have to handle our disagreements peacefully. And then finally, the most recent one, which is Trump's attack. He was shot at by a man named Thomas, uh, a 20-year-old man named Thomas Matthew Crooks. He was killed on the spot by at least one Secret Service sharpshooters. Crooks was a registered Republican. However, he appeared to have made a $15 donation to the Progressive Turnout Project, a liberal organization. on Inauguration Day in 2021. That's the inauguration of the current president and his administration, Joe Biden, according to the Federal Election Commission records. Corey Comperator, 50, a former chief of the Buffalo Township Volunteer Fire Company, was identified as the sole victim fatally shot by crooks during Saturday's attempt in Butler. He used a semi automatic rifle, three senior U.S. law enforcement officials said. He is believed to have fired 8 shots before he was taken down. Multiple suspicious canisters or containers were found in the shooter's vehicle, so he was loaded. I'm not sure how he got that weapon, and some Republicans blame Biden, while Trump says the motive not clear. I think Republicans should be a bit circumspect about who to blame until the motive comes clear. Trump has obviously given that signal, and they should wait until he says something, listen to the boss. And but I do agree that the Democratic politicians and their uh, liberal media in America and around the world have been vilifying and demonizing Donald Trump to a great extent. They've compared him to Hitler. They've some a Broadway play portrayed him as Julius Caesar who was stabbed. He has and some comedians have made jokes about killing him. People have talked about killing him. The some politicians like Maxine Walters have said that when Trump was in office, that if anyone sees people from his cabinet in public, that they should get out them, they should harass them, get in their faces. So there has been aggressive rhetoric. There's not been any proper threat given to Donald Trump, but there's definitely been suggestions towards that end. And I think that the Democratic Party and their media allies have to be introspect and go back and be more uniting and this divisiveness. And I think that Trump and Republicans, while they're the victims in this, they have also used divisive rhetoric against their opposition and should calm down. But I don't think that's going to happen. And if the there is some evidence that this might have been an inside job. There were people who told the police and the Secret Service that they saw a man carrying a rifle, but the authorities didn't do anything to stop him before he shot. There's a video of a Secret Service sniper who only shoots the suspect after he shoots at Trump. And I'm not officially saying that it is an inside job. I personally believe that America's Secret Service that guards its president uh, is an honorable institution. The people there wouldn't risk the life of their president for a conspiracy. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure that I'm right. I hope I'm right. Anyway, I hope America can unite once again. Trump uh, is up against the deep state. That everyone knows. I know too. And so is Modi. He is up against the Indian deep state that has been under the influence of the Gandhi family and secular establishment that is has forces within it that are sympathetic to Islamists and Christian fundamentalism, that both of which want to convert the Hindus of India into their religions. And the Gandhi family obviously wants to just remain in power. They control a lot of the power centers within the government and the other institutions, and so do other powerful families. And Modi is against all of them. So he's also a bulwark against extreme left social ideologies such as transgenderism that the West is promoting all around the world. So he's against a deep state there. And then Shinzo Abe wanted to be having good relations with Russia for Japan. So while I don't think, and I'm pretty sure that his assassin was not motivated by that, his death did silence prominent voice for reconciliation and friendship between Japan and Russia, which could have prevented Japan from going headlong into this sanctions war against Russia that the US started, and which has hurt Japan's economy. And finally, Slovakia's prime minister, he is also, because he's not anti-Russia, he would also be a target of the Western deep state. And I do fear that him and the rest of these foreign nationalists were under pressure. Prime Minister Modi's vehicle entourage, was attacked by a slipper, and Rahul Gandhi said that this was a sign that people were no longer afraid, somehow justifying that a slipper is not like a bullet. I know it's not going to kill the prime minister, but it is violence. Throwing something at somebody is violence, and it should have been outright condemned by Rahul Gandhi. Very inappropriate remarks from him. So yeah, nationalists are up against globalists, and they can be a dangerous foe. They can promote people. They're more rabid followers to use violence against nationalists. So hopefully, nationalists win and seize political power and can defeat globalists and bring in peace in their countries and the world at large. So, yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Thank you for watching. Please share your thoughts in the comment section. If you want to see other videos about uh, recent historic events, click here. If you want to see my previous video, click here. And this is the source I used for this video. Click the links in the description below. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.